Hi everybody, it's Shaw Marie. I'm going to make another project with the August Bargain Bead Box. It's going to have the leaves, it's going to have the chip beads, some of the Coriana chain, a couple of toggles of my own that I brought in, some of those glass beads, the glass flowers, the garnet beads that we received wouldn't fit on my Coriana chain, so I dug out these little 4x6 millimeter dyed agate rondelles that are just about the same color as they were, just to keep with the same feeling of the box, but I wasn't able to get those beads on, so I couldn't use them. And those rose quartz came in this bag of mixed colors on a strand. They were in the Bargain Bead Box sister store a while back. I think we actually even got some in one of our bags at one point in time. But anyway, they're just a rondelle, rose quartz rondelle. So, not rose quartz, I'm sorry. Dyed agate rondelle. Alright, so first off, I need to adjust just a little bit, so I'm going to pause for 1 second. Okay, that's a little better. Got some room to move. I had myself kind of crammed in there. So with the Coriana chain, I cut myself 3 little lengths, and I did not bother taking these pieces apart because I just didn't see that there was much sense in cutting these apart and redoing it, because literally all it is just crimping one of the crimp beads that we received, putting on a bead, crimping it again, leaving some space, crimp bead, bicone, chip bead, crimp bead, and some space, and that is my center strand. And then this one is the same thing, it's just a little shorter, and it's crimp bead, bicone, quartz, strawberry quartz chip bead, crimp, one of those ones that I just told you that I took out of the bag because of, you know, I wanted some of that red in there, and that wasn't working for me, so I brought it in a different form. And then this one is just that, just one of those on here. So there is my 3 strands done up, and that's what they look like so far. Now from this one, I will hang one of these little glass flower beads. It looks like it's getting very dark on my camera. Hopefully the light is okay here. I think that's a little better. Unfortunately, the sun is just coming around the front of the house, and it's kind of creating a lot of shadowing, and the dog is currently trying to catch a fly off the window. Oh my goodness. Alright, so that, and then a leaf on each of these, is going to be my 3 strands. So all I'm going to do with this is the 2 leaves. I'm just going to use jump rings, because they are close enough up to the top that I can just use a jump ring. So I'm just going to pick out a couple of small-ish jump rings, like that one, and that one. I think they're like an 8 millimeter. Might be too big. I might want to go with something a little smaller. Let's see. And I'm just going to clip these onto an end of the 2 shorter chain lengths. I can give you measurements for them. I mean, I really don't think it matters. It's just literally all I did was pull off links and chop. I don't even know how long they are. So, but I will measure them for you, just so you have an idea. That's the beauty of a clustered, you know, one of these type of clustery things, because they don't have to be a certain length. They can just be any length. But for the short one, it is just about an inch of chain, and then it has the 2 clamshells on the end of it. And then the next length up is about 1.5 inches of chain. And then the longest one is 2.5 inches, well, about 2.25 inches of chain. So 1, 1.5, 2.25. Very odd lengths. They're just, it does not matter. It really doesn't matter. So we've got these together. Now we're going to wrap this little flower here, if I can find my ball head pins anyway. I have them here. What do I do with them? Buried them under everything else, probably. Yep, there they are. Okay. So I'm just going to take a ball head pin, put it up through. I am going to take one, and what did I do with it? I had it here. What did I do with it? One of our little bead caps that we received. Well, I have to get out another one, I guess. And this is just to keep my my loop up here from going down through the whole of these beads, because they are a little bit big. I don't want to lose it down in there. So I'm just going to bend it over my round nose, up and over, just a normal wrapped loop. On this one I'm going to, first off I want to see which end I want. Do I want it to lay that way, or do I want it to lay that way? So I'm going to put it on this end. Go in there with my pliers and hold my wire loop that I just made. And just wrap a couple of wraps to hold that on. And trim that off. Okay. Now I'm going to, oh, there's the other bead cap right there. I knew I had it out. Oh well, doesn't matter. So now I'm going to take another jump ring and just open that one up. And I'm going to feed these on. So that the leaf is facing forward. There's one. And then feed on my middle one, which is the longer strand. And then again the other one with the leaf. And I'm just going to hook it right over this bail. Yeah, toggle. Close that up so it's nice and tight. I don't want those little clamshell ends sneaking through it. Well, there we go. Okay, and this is what we've got so far. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I think it's gorgeous. This box is just so pretty. Okay, there is that part. So essentially the look I'm going for is going to be 4 of these chip beads, 4 or 5, I think it was 5. It was actually 5. And I did get two very, very dark ones in my strand, so I do want to work those in. And then it's 3 of these little agate beads. And then it's 5 of these again. Trying to save out those rounder ones for the earrings. Put the bigger ones in this. There, I think that's good. And then it will be 3 more of these. That won't be hanging that far up. Once it's all scrunched down, it's going to be much tighter than that. So there's one side, and the other side is these yep. I'm going to do it again, drawing a blank. Rhodonite, there we go. I did take a picture of this because every time I make anything and leave it out, my cats destroy it, and then I don't know what I had going on. And I think it was like that. That is essentially what the necklace will be, with the chain going up around. This toggle is for the bracelet. These are the earring posts. I can only find one metal back right at the moment. I do need to find another one because they are very, very important for the earring. And that is for the... Let me see if I can separate this a little bit. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them for the earrings. The rest of these will be for the bracelet, and this will be bracelet dangles. Alright. Okay, so now I want to bring in the Coriana chain. I can untangle it. Do have a mess here. So that is going to hang around, oops, sorry, around the back side here, like this. So the first thing I want to do is add a lobster clasp. Not lobster, clamshell, sorry. I intermingle those two all the time. A couple of crimps. I am going to move this aside for the moment. I'll bring down my clamshell and close it. Okay, so this is where I figure out how I actually want this to look, because I do want to leave some of that chain showing. I mean, that's the beauty of Coriana chain, is that, you know, you want it to kind of shine through. And it's drilled a little weird. These deep red ones, oh my gosh, they're almost burgundy. They're so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to slide that down to the end. And then I'm going to put on a crimp bead. I hope this is going to look all right. If I did it with beading wire, I would just put everything together in one strand. But where I'm doing it on Coriana chain, I kind of want to let something show through, you know, a little bit of the chain show through. Another crimp bead. And I don't want to go too far. I just want a little bit. I'm only going to give it about 1/4 of an inch in between. I think that's plenty. It's just so a little glimpse of the chain can come through. And then I'm going to put on the 3 red rondelles here. I don't know if your garnet beads were drilled a little bigger, maybe you were able to get them on, but I definitely was not able to get them on. And one more crimp bead. Maybe. Come on. Had it. Alright. This way usually works a little better. Iris, get down. Stop chasing the fly. And then come in and crimp that right up next to those 3 beads. And I think that's going to look alright. I think that's going to be pretty. Okay. Now another crimp bead. Try not to forget your crimp beads in between, guys, because you have to take everything back off if you get it all on there, if you realize afterwards that your crimp bead didn't get put on. And again, I'm just going to keep with that same 1/4 of an inch or so. I'm not measuring it, I'm just eyeballing it, giving it a little bit of space there. Giving that a crimp. And now I'm going to put on the next 5 pieces of strawberry quartz chips. Wish they weren't drilled so inconsistently. Alright, there's my next 5. Slide them up. I'm working with the full length of the chain. I think I got a kink in it somewhere because it doesn't seem to want to slide. Either that is because the beads go at an angle. Whoop, sorry. Go at an angle. But there we are. Almost. We're getting there. Okay, there we are. One more crimp. Okay, there we go. And I'm not pushing these down tight because I don't want anything to be stiff. I want it to have a little room to move. It's got to be, you know, you don't want everything all stiff and not, you know, not able to have a little movement to it. Another crimp bead. Chase it right across the mat. I don't know. This one is not gonna. does not want to work for me. It does have a little tiny piece of metal inside the hole, but I didn't think it was enough to block the hole. I think I got it. No, it definitely is enough to... It's definitely... Whoop, maybe it came off because I think it's moving. There we go. It's right about there. Give it a squishy. And pick up the last three here. There's that. Now one more crimp bead. Although, should I? No, because this is, no, this is going all the way around. I'm not. Never mind. I was thinking I was going to be cutting the chain off and putting a lobster right here, but I'm not. I'm not putting anything on here. Just going right around. And there's that one. Alright, so this is what we've got so far. That's looking very pretty. This will attach down here with this. So, is that going to be enough chain right there? Do I want a little more? I think the best way to figure it out is to just measure it out to be a... Should I go with 18 inch? I'm going to do a 16-inch necklace. I keep it at 16. I'm not big on really long necklaces. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Heck with it. I'm going 18. I'm going with an 18. It is what it is, right? Alright, now this part's going to be a little trickier because I need it to end at this when I get down here. So, I think I'm just going to put everything on in the way that I want it to be, which means I need to start with a crimp bead. Okay, we'll start with a crimp bead, and we will do a 3. I'm going to call them garnets just the same, even though they're not, we all know they're not a garnet, but that's what came with the box, so I'm going to say garnets. They're garnet colored. 2, 3, which actually I think will change my plans on that a little bit. Because I don't want to put a crimp bead in between each section of this, so I think what I will end up doing is I think I'm going to separate them a little bit into sections. So one of these, one of these, and one of these will be a section, and then I need to add 2 crimp beads. Yep, come on back here. And then one of these, of these and one of these. And again, 2 crimp beads. And then again, this, and one of these. And I think that will be it. So I just want to lay it out and get an idea of how it's going to look. So essentially this is going to come down to, I'm not going to go all the way down because I don't want to lose it. And then it will be that, and that, and then that. Do I like that? I think I do. I think that looks fine. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna put my clamshell on the end here. Whoop, sorry. Trying to adjust my glasses. The sun is just not right tonight. The angle of it is coming in the window wrong, and it's creating major shadows. Alright, so crimp bead, crimp bead, bring my clamshell back down. Alright, let's get some of these crimp beads out of the way. And we're going to bring down a section and a crimp bead. Squeeze it. Bring down the other crimp bead. Yep, back here. And another full section and another crimp bead. And then just the crimp bead. I hope this is making sense. And there's that one. And then we want those 3 beads and the crimp bead. And then we want this crimp bead. And our last 3 beads with the crimp. There. I am so sorry, guys. I don't know why I keep bumping this. Okay, so I adjusted a little bit to try and get rid of some of that shadow. Don't know as I got rid of a lot of it, but I got rid of some of it. Okay. And this is just going to attach there. And this is going to attach here. Or vice versa. It doesn't really matter which way you go with that. And again, I just want a couple of not clamshells, I'm sorry, jump rings. I want smaller jump rings, I think. Let's see what I can find in here. There's 1, 2, 3. I think that should be good. I just want to give this one a little extra length for the, actually maybe one more, for that toggle bar to have room to move. So that went together relatively quick. Even with my questioning what I'm doing, I do need to trim off these a little bit because they're really bad. Oops. Let me get up here so I can see what I'm doing so I don't trim off too much. I have the world's worst batch of jump rings. They are getting down though. I don't have a whole lot left anymore. I didn't cut quite enough of it off though. So pull it together. Should have cut a little more, I guess. That's okay, got it on there. There. Alright. Now, how many of these ones need to be trimmed? Probably all of them. Pieces just went flying. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on here, close it up, good and tight. I think that's good. I'm going to close, I'm going to put it on here first. Close this one up. God, these are awful. And attach the toggle bar to the last one. I hope you guys can see it. And the necklace part is finished, which was pretty simple. Necklace really wasn't that difficult, but so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. I think it's super pretty. And of course these are all gonna do their own thing as they're dangling. And then you've got this kind of asymmetrical section here. And then the Coriana chain on the back. So there is the necklace. I think that came out really nice. I hope you guys liked it. Let's move on. Okay, so we'll do the bracelet next. And pull these down here. And that comes down here with this. And I don't know why I did that, but I mixed half my bracelet and half my earring stuff together. Alright. So the bracelet is going to be one of these, three of these, four of these. The leaf hanging from it. And then it will be another one of these. Another 4 of these. Another leaf hanging from that. Another one. Another 4 of these. The leaf. Another one of these. And I honestly don't remember why I put those on the end of it, or did I even want those on the end of it? Yeah, I guess I did. Shows it in my picture, but I did do this wrong. That one doesn't go there. That goes there, and there was supposed to be 2 of these. And evidently I'm short one. Nope, because again, that doesn't go there. That goes there. Okay, that's what I want right here. This is the bracelet. This will be the bracelet bar. And this will be my little dangle. And maybe I'll create another one with the rest of that. So again, I'm going to wrap this one exactly like I did the one for the necklace. I'm going to go up through the center hole, put a small bead cap on the top, find my round nose, give that a bend, come back up into it, rotate, bring it around. So I have this, which you can't see too well with my bead cap wanting to get into there, but there goes my bead cap right off. Get back on there. There we go. Alright, so I've got my bead cap down, I've got my little bit of room there for my wraps, and I've got my loop in my pliers. I hope you can see it. And I'm just going to wrap around that stem till I run out of room. Trim that off, and there is my dangle ready to go when it comes time for that. Now I think that I have decided I'm going to make one for this. And what did I do with the other bead caps? I had them here in a package. Oh, there you go. And I think what I want to do is just... Oops, I didn't need that many. And these are Lily's bead caps. I used mine up already. Now I'm using hers. Okay, so I have my head pin with a bead cap. Oh my gosh, I'm getting way too much shadow now. Hold 1 minute, I'm going to try to readjust it. Okay, I hope that's a little better. So anyway, I have my head pin, a bead cap, a rhodonite, a bead cap, and one of these little garnet beads, little garnet colored beads. Just going to make a wrapped loop on this. Those are where they belong before I lose them. So over my pliers, into my bend, up over my pliers, rotate, and finish that loop off. Grab my loop, grab my tail, wrap. This one doesn't look like it's going to take 3. Maybe. Get a hold of that twisted up piece of wire. I think I got 3 on there pretty well. My wrap loops are not the prettiest, but they get the job done. So there's my 2 little dangles for this. And now to finish it off with some Coriana chain. And I want to dig out some more small jump rings. Three of them for the leaves. 1, 2, and 3. They don't need to be very big on these leaves because I don't want them to hang way down off the bracelet. I just don't know if they're going to clear. Oh, they do clear it. They clear it just fine. Oh, perfect. Yay. Now if I can just get them closed. There's one. Didn't close that very well. That coriander chain will come right through there. I do want to make sure they're closed. Come on now. This one needs a trim. I love these leaf beads. I think these are probably some of my favorite of the leaf beads we've received in a long time. We get a lot of leaves. I just don't always really love the ones we get. Kind of, yeah, they're okay, you know, sure. These ones I really like. I like the shape. I think it's that cupped shape to it that I really like. And they do have a great coloring. And I like that I can put a jump ring in it. Now if I could just get it in there. Come on. Everything has to be a fight. Probably if I'd gone with a 6mm instead of these 4mm, I wouldn't have so much trouble. These 4 ones are just barely, just clearing it. So 6mm might have given me a little more room to work with, but I think that's fine. Check that end. I'm not sure I closed it very tight. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so again, we're going to start off with a clamshell on the end. And just drop it on there, or just drop it off there, whichever. Come on, get on there. And then grab a crimp bead. Pick up the second one. I think I get 4 of them here. There. Get those ones out of the way. Bring our clamshell down over it. And close that. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on the rose quartz, doing it again, the rhodonite bead. One of my tutorials I did a while back, I called that a rose quartz through almost the whole entire tutorial. I don't know what is wrong with me sometimes. And then we're going to move that bead down. Give it a crimp right there. Get us another one. The cat has discovered that he wants to go outside, so he sits in the window and cries now. I'm trying to get into screen for you guys, sorry. Alright, so again, I'm just going to do the same thing I did for the necklace. I'm just going to give it about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to put on 2 of my rose quartz, my leaf, and hopefully this is going to fit enough. I don't think it is. No, after all that, I'm going to have to take these little 4mm off because it doesn't give me enough room to get my Coriana chain through there. Well, it was a good thought. I think I might want to wire wrap them though. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just go with the bigger jump ring like I used on the dangle piece in the front of the necklace. I think that was about a 6 or an 8mm. Give it a trim. Let's try this. I think this is an 8 or 7. Could be a 7. That looks pretty good. Alright, let's feed that on. Definitely goes on now, so that's a plus. I didn't really want it to be pinched between the chip beads anyway, so it's probably just as well. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that's fine. That looks, actually, it looks really good just like that. I like that. Yeah. Okay, so another crimp bead. Squish that one and repeat these steps. I don't know, that still doesn't have any swing to it. I think I am going to, let's take this one off. If I can get a hold of it so I can squeeze it in the opposite direction to loosen it. There we go. I think what I'm going to do is wire wrap it and then put it on a ring, jump ring. I think that's really the only option I have if I want it to hang correctly. So now, the fun part, finding some wire. That one's really brassy. This one's not too bad. And I'm going to say this is probably a 26 gauge wire. If I had to guess, I don't have anything to tell me. I think it was one of the ones I grabbed in a lot sale. And I'm going to keep it super simple. I'm just going to bring it up and twist it. Oops, I was keeping it super simple. So I just twisted it about 4 times, so it came up a little ways. Trim that one off. Bend it over, just so I can cut that piece off too. Come back in, wrap it, and that's what I've got. And where I twisted there, it's not even going to show. I'm going to wrap right down over that whole thing afterwards. So I'm just going to take my wire and I'm just going to wrap right down the whole length of that. And it's not super pretty, but it does the job. Okay, I think I do need my loop going this way, however, because I am going to put it on this jump ring. Close this jump ring up. I hope I wasn't out of frame for all of that. But I have 2 more to do. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the Coriana chain and put my chip beads back on and see how we're hanging there, if it's still not hanging correctly. Oh gosh, no, that's way better. Look at all that movement it's got now, which is exactly what I wanted it to have. Perfect. Okay. Put on another crimp. Bring that one down. Smush it. Put on another one. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. It's stuck to my other finger, and I thought I was pulling it down the chain the whole time. Oh my goodness. Alright. And now we're just going to do the 2. Wished I had 1 more of these. I'd put 3 in between each one, but I don't. So it's the way it is. Get rid of that bad one before I accidentally use it. Get on there. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Now it's going to be another crimp bead. Coriana chain is a little fun for a change. I don't normally work with the Coriana chain, so this box has been kind of fun just to do something different. And chip beads. 1, 2. And again, I'm going to do that leaf. So let's work on that for a minute. I might as well just do them both at the same time. I'll take those other jump rings off. Dig out 2 more of the size I want. I like the colors of those. That looks better. Alright, pull off another piece of wire. Oops, looks like I have an incoming kitty cat. Hey, Waffles. You gotta go, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Get in there. There we go. So again, I'm just going to I'm just going to give those a couple twists and then trim that short one off. Wrap it around. And I'm just going to wrap the stem up here, going right over that twisted wire I created, just covering it up. Snip my wire off, and there is one. And what to do with the wire? And the reason why I'm doing these like this is because this wire is such a thin wire. I don't know if I would trust it to not break if I didn't, you know, if I did it a more conventional way of doing a bracelet wrap. So this way I know it's got some durability to it. Loop a little too big up here. Pull it down some. There's one, and two, come on, goes. Okay, so now I'm going to thread this one on, trying to keep my leaves facing in the same direction, which I did not do. Let's try that again. There we go. So now we're going to put on the second two rose quartz. I don't think I want that one. That was drilled awfully close to the edge. I think we'll swap that out for something different. Might have to dig some more out because I think that's the rest of them are not out. But that's okay, we can do that. This one's gonna keep spinning on me, I guess. This would actually be a very pretty necklace too. Oh my goodness. My videos would be 20 minutes shorter if I could hang on to stuff and pick things up. Okay, one more crimp bead. One more section of red beads. Can't wait to get to the earrings. I think that's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to show you guys what I have in mind. And honestly, see if it's going to work. I hope it does. It'd be a bummer if it didn't. I think it will. Alright, another crimp bead. And another crimp bead. Gosh, I have crimp beads everywhere. But we're getting there. Alright, one more section of the rose quartz and leaf. Is that the same one I had? Nope. Those are both really close to the edge. I don't want either one of those. Alright, well, which way do I hang my leaf? Can't tell. Alright, I think that's right. Yep. Okay, let me dig out a couple more rose quartz. Okay, I know I said rose quartz, but I think you all know I meant strawberry quartz. I hope so by now, anyway. You guys know I mess up constantly. So I had to dig into Lily's package. She won't mind. And another crimp bead. Get my straight ones here. All right. We are making progress now. Not sure what that is. Now this is only going to be a top portion. I could make it bigger, keep going, but honestly I have no more of the red beads to put into it. If I had more, I could do the full length of this to go all the way around, or even, well, maybe I'll just keep doing these for a minute. What the heck, why not? Right. I'm convinced, are you? And you're all like, I don't even know what you're talking about. This will be the underarm part of the under wrist, I should say, no, underarm portion of the bracelet. Just to extend it a little bit longer. If I'd had more of the red beads, I would have continued doing rose quartz, red beads, rose quartz, red beads to make it the 6.5, 7 inches that I need. But I don't, so yeah, it's going to be kind of like a little half and half type thing with a toggle over on the side with the dangles. I don't know. I think it'll look alright. If I can hang on to stuff long enough to do it. Alright, let's see what we've got for length actually. If I turn my rule over. Do I want to add? I think one more will do it. Maybe 2, but I think 1 should be good. So my original plan was just to stop at that point and just have chain bee on the underside of the wrist, but I'm gonna give this a try anyway. See if I like it. Why not? I am having such bad luck with these. Just not there. Alright. I think one more. We'll do one more. Let's see, maybe. No, I don't think so. I think that's good. Alright, so now I need to put on my lobster clamshell, that thing, and get one out of here that's not all tangled up with stuff. Drop it on this end, pick up my crimp. It's probably the same one that didn't want to go on a minute ago. Give that a smush. Grab a second one. I always like to add a second one. That one does not look good at all. Looks like it's cockeyed. Alright, cut that off and close it up. Now, this is what we've got. Oh, I like it. I really do. And then we're going to attach it to the toggle. I think that looks really good. I was just trying to see if that was my son pulling in. Sorry for the dramatic pause there. Looked like his car going by, but I don't think it was. Okay. I think I'm just going to add my little... No, I want to add jump ring stones. Never mind. I was going to add my little dangles right to that, but they need a jump ring. Should have trimmed this one a little bit, I guess. That's okay. Got it in there. So if you hadn't noticed, I don't always have the total idea in my head when I start. I have a concept, I have a general idea, and I just let it go from there, and I like working on it while I'm with you guys, talking it through, figuring it out, trying to come up with what I'm going to make for it. There's that. That's really pretty. Alright, we've got our two little dangles here, and I think I'm just going to dangle them right from one jump ring right together. This one might be a little large, we'll see. And I'm just going to attach them right to the outer ring. Or I would anyway. The outer ring of the jump ring that my toggle's on. And there is our finished bracelet. Oh, I love it. I think that's so cute. Alright. These both have been very dainty little pieces. Now my earring, I'm not going to be able to finish both of them, unfortunately, because I only have one ear back. But we'll get it almost to that point. I've got to find another ear back. I thought I had more of them, and I just happened to find this one in my drawer. I might have to go steal one off in a piece of jewelry. My own jewelry. But these are not difficult at all. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pick up a crimp bead. I'm going to pick up 3 pieces of agate. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. No, 2 pieces of agate. Strawberry quartz, whatever this is. I am going to have to wire wrap now these 2 pieces. Now that I know that I need to do that, I might as well just get those 2 done. I don't think you guys need to watch me do that. I will be right back. Okay, so I have wrapped those. I'm going to put one on, and my 2 more pieces of quartz. And another crimp bead. Maybe. Let's pick out a different one here. Okay. So now at this point, I want to let it hang a bit. Cut it off about there. So my piece is my piece from my ear wire is going to be just about just about 3 inches long. All right, now I'm gonna put on my other clamshell, crimp the other end. This will all start making sense very soon, I promise. Okay, now after I bring these together even, let those hang, I'm going to go in there and crimp those two, and there is that. And now I'm going to hook with a small jump ring. Let's see what I can find. Gosh, my jump rings are terrible. I really need to buy some new jump rings. Not only are they really crappy, but the colors of them are terrible. They don't match at all. It's really time for some new ones. Okay, so this one's a small one. It does overlap. I'm going to have to trim it just a bit. Not that that's anything new. Okay. Now, I'm going to attach this piece to my ear stud. And this piece to my ear back by going through one of these loops, just like this. And then I'm going to fight to close it. There we have that. And evidently I did not close this one well because it came right off. Alright, make sure your jump rings are closed, people. Don't do what I do. The light has started shifting again. Come on, get in there. It would help if my jump rings weren't so bad. I'm so cheap. I don't want to throw them away and just buy new ones. Okay, I think I've got it. Okay, so I know this looks really weird, but when you put this through your ear and then slip your back on, and you've got this beautiful loop earring. Isn't that cool? Twist my leaf just a little bit there. And there's my earring. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you give this a try. I think we're going to call it quits right here. Wow, this video is almost an hour and a half long. I am so sorry, guys. Wow, definitely going to call it quits here. I'll put this on a form and show it to you real quick. Well, here she is, everybody, in all her beautiful glory. So if you guys have made it to the end with me, I sure do appreciate it. I know it was a long one, but I think it was worth it. I gotta switch my leaf over here because it's hanging backwards. Not that it really matters, I guess, but so the bracelet, the earring, and that pretty necklace with the really gorgeous drop. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all being with me. Please, please, please drop me a line. I love hearing from you guys. I really do. It makes my day. I always comment back. And honestly, it does help my channel grow. So, yeah. Hope you guys like this one. Let me know. Bye, guys.